Oh, here we go, here we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 1v1 All-Stars 2020. We got the boy Bwipo going up against Corobizar. Corobizar's a French streamer, very popular. He likes to wear masks. Oh, and already Bwipo looking for a trade, getting in the face of Corobizar's fade. He's looking for a fight. He's gonna lose it. He's gonna die in the 1v1 and first blood goes to Bwipo. That doesn't rhyme, but it doesn't matter. Okay, I tried to do some freestyle there, you know, try and change things up, but I'm gonna put a lid on that. I'm just gonna put a lid on that right now. We're just gonna put it in the box. We're gonna pretend that it didn't happen. Okay, we just didn't happen. First blood to Bwipo. He just kind of went all in, you know, all in. Already picked himself up. The Executioner's calling. Poor Coro. He's going up against last year's 1v1 champ. Okay, the champ. Look at him, he's just bullying. Coro doesn't know what to do. He's trying to bring out the fear, but Bwipo is just full of cheer. He's got nothing but sheer happiness throughout the year. He's a man that cannot be challenged in the 1v1 rift. He will defeat you and then snowball with his fist. He's diving in, looking for a kill. He will not find it. He's gotta chill. Coro running out of health. I gotta find a rhyme that isn't stealth. Now Bwipo, he's pushing in the wave. He's saying, yo Coro, I'm coming not to save. I'm coming to kill you. It's time to do. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop now. Level 6 for Bwipo. Can't use his ult on anything. Think he doesn't really care though. The fear's gone. Aftershock is gone. He's looking for the taunt. Land the taunt. Oh, he's just playing with him. Wait, but this is actually... Now the fear's gonna come back up. Wait. Poor execution from Bwipo, if you ask me. Maybe his taunt was on cooldown. Maybe he wasn't ready for the showdown. Don't know. Only time will tell. I was trying to start a budding rivalry between these two, by the way. They're not really that familiar with each other. Turns out Coro is in fact more of a G2 fan than he is a Fnatic fan. So I'd like to think that every time Bwipo goes on the offensive, that's what he has in his mind, you know? That he's doing it for Fnatic and all Fnatic fans. He's diving in. Fnatic's pride on the line. Coro, he knows that everything in his life is built up. Oh, that was a good flash, Coro. I liked it. You're kind of getting into Bwipo's head, you know? You weaved it like a thread. You navigated time, and you came out in your prime. Good one, Coro. Yeah, it was a good one. Good job. Corobizar now. Going back, gonna grab himself some items. Some of you may be familiar, the Hex Tech Alternator. Other new items. Well, it's not really new, it's kind of what Hex Tech Revolver was, but now it's just got a new name, you know? Builds into a couple of different AP items, builds into Proto Belt, also builds into Night Harvester item. Fear gonna come through. A lot of magic resistance on the side of Bwipo, so he's not really taking any damage. Also, the Executioner is kind of mitigating the healing. You can see Coro really struggling as Bwipo will chase him down. And for all Fnatic fans out there, he will progress to reclaim and maintain his title. Beautiful stuff from Bwipo. GG, well played.
Here we are already coming out hot. A little bit of Wukong action, of course. For those of you unfamiliar to the format, we do have 1v1s. This time around, there will be no 100 minion win condition. It is either first to 2 kills or first player to break the enemy's tower. At 7 minutes, the Ring of Death will start to collapse in. All you Battle Royale players should be familiar with that one. And by 8 minutes, someone has to die. That's simply what it's got to be. Now, playing in front of you today, you might recognize him. Legendary YouTuber, absolute class act, League of Legends personality. It is SivHD. His LeBlanc banned away by none other than Ravenno. If you're not familiar with this guy, it's not surprising, but he was the victor of the Red Bull solo queue tournament. So he has a ton of experience in this format already with that early ignite getting burned. Still has a barrier as well. Things are looking pretty good for him. Wukong, of course, should have pretty solid all-in potential. One thing to note is the difference in summoner spells. Ignite Barrier, kind of standard to see such aggressive combat sums pulled out here in a 1v1. The good use of the decoy there to dash out of the immediate damage from SivHD. SivHD, on the other hand, potentially some experience in this game mode. Hard to know how much practice he put in ahead of time. Has Snowball, will reveal Wukong through the stealth, as well as the flash. Now, some solid interactions with Nico, and that she can proc the snowball, the initial proc of the snowball, then ultimate, then follow it up to kind of guarantee the ultimate landing. That said, the ultimate on a single target, not a ton of damage. The Wukong should be much stronger in the individual 1v1. Looking at the itemization as well, not surprised to see a lot of early Doran's itemization coming in. Boots for SivHD should pay off as we move further in the game. Gives him a little bit more room to kind of auto space here to get a little bit more room to maneuver around Ravenno. That said, the Wukong all-in is the thing that you have to respect. And as we get closer and closer to this Ring of Fire state, it is going to be harder for SivHD to really survive here. So I feel like Ravenno definitely has the edge in terms of picks. He's also stacking a pretty nice wave here as SivHD is going to suffer a lot more early on for mana. Siv will be forced to catch this one, and Ravenno should get a free recall here. Go back to buy a few more items. May instead look to go for a tower play. You can see that first one just a little bit lower, but instead just going for that extra damage. Very confident play coming in here for Ravenno. Big trade, and SivHD, very little health, very little mana. Has the flash, but once that ignite is back up alongside the barrier, Ravenno should just be able to one-shot SivHD here. It's all going to come down to how SivHD uses the clone and the flash. Now pulling back, will proc it. Ravenno looking for the setup, is going to go in. Not sure where he needs to go. SivHD, though, turning it back around, but does not manage to connect the snare. Very clever play. Not quite the brushy that SivHD fans might be ready for, but still able to juke a little bit and keep himself alive there. Ravenno's, I would say, not committing as much as expected. Of course, Wukong alt-based damage has been tuned down significantly since the champion was released, but should still be strong enough there to find the kill alongside the ignite. That said, still just going to play it safe. A side dash there, though. SivHD is now going in. That's going to be the knock-up. Ravenno tries to step away, but now it's going to be tough. That's it, and that's going to be first blood. So first kill over to Ravenno. SivHD will be able to back off. Will be able to get a few more items under his belt here. Is going to go for the Lost Chapter. Ravenno off to an excellent start, and hard to see how the Lost Chapter is really going to be the savior of SivHD's day on this one. Now, it is, all of these are going to be best of one, so to simply be first to 2 kills, you will not get a chance to try another champion or adapt to a different style, so you really have to come in ready, come in swinging in these 1v1s to get anything done. And with the Monkey now recalling, he should have a really solid buy here. Can just go Hex Drinker. You know, not surprising. Obviously, just very good in the matchup. Maw, full-on Maw of Malmortius. That is brutal, folks. Sorry, this is the Ravenno top 8 waiting room. We are in the round of 16. Winner here will go on to the round of 8. That is the top 8. Winner will go to the semis. But it is going to be a rapid-fire day of these 1v1s. And for Ravenno, this has been pretty easy. And I think this is just a difference in preparation. SivHD, hard to know how he's feeling these days about League of Legends. The man's been traveling around the world, working with esports organizations. How much time does he have to focus on these high-level 1v1s, whereas Ravenno had to work through thousands of players to get here, to get to ASE. So has a bit more of a preparation edge. As he manages to take away another health relic. Love the use of the decoy there, just to leap in, to leap out. Snowball gives SivHD a little bit of work, but Ravenno playing very cautiously, does not want to just full-on commit. Knows that he will take a lot of damage if he does get locked up by the snare there. SivHD, though, constantly throwing it out kind of haphazardly, not waiting for Wukong to commit anything before he throws it in. And right now, SivHD does have a pretty substantial wave building, but with Ravenno taking over to level 7, he is going to have to give him a decent amount of respect. Now, if you're an ARAM enthusiast, you obviously know the power of both these champions. So here we have another all-in. That's the Ignite now ticking down. Ravenno can continue to step forward. It's going to get the second knock-up now. No, SivHD, I don't think he's going to trick him on this one, but he's going to try to go for one more juke. Is not going to connect, and that's going to be the victory for Ravenno. Easy win here for the Red Bull solo queue champion. Welcome to the Snowdown Showdown. Here we witness the battle between two legends of European League of Legends. On the left-hand side, you have none other than Humanoid, current mid laner for the Mad Lions, master of the Mistress of Metal, Rel. On the other side, Samux, known for his large CS discrepancies in the bot lane during his time at Unicorns of Love, and currently horseless, will be playing on the red side. Note the slight difference in skins on the latest champion to be released in this game. Now, fun fact, if you're wondering why neither of them have done any damage to each other, it's because this champion is both a support and one of her abilities, her E, does not work without a second player on your team. But there it is, Samux once again becomes a horse. The jousting begins, but now, when will they turn back into girls? It's unclear. The battle will continue. Slowly but surely, Samux fully committing. Wasting a little bit of time on that big shield, however, as Humanoid has now been ignited. It would appear that Samux for now is the more comfortable jouster. Perhaps Heath Ledger and Knight's Tale. A little reference before we get things started. First blood for Samux. If you've seen the Tudors, you may be familiar with that scene as well. Now, ultimately, this is going to be very difficult, of course, to come back from on the side of Humanoid, because this champion doesn't really scale with AD. All she has are AP ratios. But they both opted for Doran's Blade, Doran's Shield anyway. Now, of course, fun fact, the Omni Vamp from Doran's Blade does mean that they heal off of everything. Hence Omni. But we'll see how Humanoid wishes to respond. Of course, level 5 for Samux should make things a little bit easier. Now, the ultimate in this context, not clear how useful it's going to be. 120 base damage if you hit all of the ticks at level 6. So, you know, kind of not a good spell one-on-one. Similar to the E, which is, of course, literally not a spell in the one-on-one. That said, you have to respect that both of these players have fully committed to the jousting thematic. Of course, if you are just joining for this 1v1, quick reminder that it is first to 2 kills. That's why young Samux has not already won the match. Alternatively, when sudden death begins and the Ring of Fire begins to shrink, it is simply the next kill that wins the game. So, a little bit of room if Humanoid wants to play the long con, the stalling game, but there is no 100 minion win condition anymore, and Samux doesn't even want... Looks like he wants to wait anymore. Now he's pulling Humanoid back in, but as noted before, it will do almost no damage. That said, a Giant's Belt does mean that Samux certainly has a larger health bar. Now Humanoid has become a horse again. Now he will pull Samux in, but again, the Giant's Belt giving so much more health to Samux. The Conqueror finally procced. It only took about 12 seconds to get that one going, but they're now trading spells back and forth. Humanoid walking away, letting the minions do all the work for him. He wants to finish the job. Massive shutdown. That is the power of the Mad Lions mid laner. Who needs a horse when you can just be an armored girl? Look at all that power. And of course, respect to Humanoid, pulling it back now. More CS, 900 gold shutdown will now recall, and Samux is certainly in some hot water. It would be more thematically appropriate, I feel like, though, if these guys could either A, knock each other off their horses with their abilities, or B, one-shot each other, as I think was often the case in jousting. Hard to know with not being alive in that time frame or doing any research prior to this, because honestly, who expects these two to pick support champions and 1v1 each other? But here at ASC, it's all about zany, wacky possibilities, and this is definitely not one that I imagined, which means it's absolutely one that should happen here. There is now a Bami's Cinder for a bit of extra damage. Meanwhile, Samux has just continued to get more health and ability haste. Good initial damage down there on Humanoid. They're trading back and forth on the spells there, but Humanoid will leap in and take a tower shot as well as tank a lot of his minions. Conqueror already procced. It's in Samux's best interest to keep this trade going for as long as humanly possible now. But will not hit there on the second joust, and now as Humanoid turns into a horse person again, will leap forward, leap back from Samux. Healing now coming down. Samux gonna grab it as well as Humanoid. Humanoid a bit lower though, so he gets a bit more value out of that one, I do believe. The stun now coming in. Humanoid forced to back away. Good damage coming from the ult. Oh, it's only 120, but it might just be enough. No. Will not be able to finish him off there. Of course. Ooh, leaps through. Ignite now ticking. Humanoid burning, and that's going to be it. Samux finishes the job. He started strong. He gave Humanoid some false hope, but at the end of the day, he is the superior girl who makes metal horses, who was also experimented on and tortured as a child. Wow. League of Legends, dark game. Good 1v1, though. All right, here we are into the 1v1 between Selfmade and Exileh. Reminder, first to 2 kills or first to take a tower. At 7 minutes, we go into sudden death, and the Ring of Fire will slowly close on both players. Someone at that point will die. If you make it to sudden death, of course, the next kill wins regardless. It doesn't have to be first to 2 kills at that point. So stalling, certainly a viable strategy, but 100 minion farming has been removed. This is Selfmade versus Exileh. In this case, Lucian versus Pantheon. Exileh going with a very conventional start. We've got 2 Doran's item, the shield and the blade, alongside a longsword and some pots, whereas Selfmade is going immediately for the armor pen and the lethality. Of course, the power of Pantheon able to mitigate so much of Exileh's damage, poke, trade back, as well as almost immediately proccing Conqueror. That's going to be big. Now, there is going to be a bit of sustain for Exileh, but he might just be in trouble here if Selfmade just continues to go all in. The additional aggressive spell will be valuable, but it is Barrier Ignite for both players and First Blood almost immediately for Selfmade. That is the power of Pantheon in the early game, folks. That is why he is such a lethal support and why you simply do not want to mess with this champion 1v1. See what Exileh can do. Honestly, the sad thing is, with only 2 CS to his name, he can't really get anything else on this back, whereas Pantheon can go back, most likely pick up a Doran's item if he wants to, but instead Ninja Tabby. Selfmade is a man on a mission. He is looking to end this one as quickly as humanly possible. Of course, unlike ARAM, you can back in this game mode. In fact, after you kill someone, you also get an empowered recall. So getting a kill, incredibly valuable. It is both the kill gold, as well as the free back, the free reset. You'll also notice that, kind of similar to Earth, that first tower plate is pretty small amount of health that you need to take away to get it as well. So lane advantages do really add up. Wave control is very important, but there is Selfmade. Mitigating as much damage as he can with the Pantheon E. Well, Exileh is just doing this best as he can to stay away, to back off. But the level advantage for Selfmade, really making this feel like this one is done and dusted. Yes, Lucian's damage output is very high, but the CC, as well as the ability to mitigate damage from the side of Pantheon, on top of an already very high damage output of his own, makes this one feel quite Selfmade favored. The Aegis is all very powerful, but there is the leap in, the Spirit of Follow-Up. Selfmade waiting until a spell is used by Exileh to block some of that damage with the Aegis Assault. Well played. And now, because Exileh is so low, he can't always feel comfortable to approach the wave, and as a result, that means Selfmade really does get to auto-attack for free, get that passive back up, and wait to play for his next all-in. Additionally, the health relics, while the health is important, the mana for Pantheon is especially important. Can't just continue to spam out these abilities. And Selfmade dominating here. Of course, Selfmade playing in the LEC much more recently than Exileh. Unicorns of Love, of course, had 2 mid laners very iconically. First off, Power of Evil, a name most everyone will be familiar with. But if you're new to the scene, you may not remember Exileh quite as much, as he's kind of faded out of the professional scene, but was notoriously an aggressive 1v1 player. Sadly, I think looks like Selfmade might have his number this time around. Both players, so just opting for the recall. We check in on the items that they have purchased. It is a Phage for Exileh. Now, Phage is an interesting one. It no longer gives the movement speed that it used to give. It does now restore a little bit of health, less for ranged champions, so only going to be 12 health over 6 seconds whenever you do physical damage. And Selfmade, pretty aware that he's going to be stronger in this one, is just going to walk forward. He's going to burn the Ignite as well, continuing to press in. Has not even used the E yet, but now just gets to block the culling. My God, this is laughable. This is brutal for Exileh. I don't want to say it was over in pick and ban, but Pantheon is looking indomitable. Maybe it is just the play from Selfmade coming in, but so far just like you leap in, you wait for him to use literally any spell, and you just block out all of that follow-up damage with the Aegis Assault. Now, in theory, it's a long cooldown. You know, we're looking at 22 seconds at rank 1 on that Aegis Assault before any cooldown haste comes into the picture. But if Exile's burning spells into it, he's not really going to have a great opportunity to punish. And as well, with Selfmade having this massive wave, Exileh really has to be careful about how he trades back. Those creeps are going to do a lot of damage to him. But Selfmade definitely playing a little bit on the edge here. Now, of course, the players can talk to each other during these 1v1s, so I wonder what Exileh is saying at this point. Feels a little bit broken, no, would be my opinion. At this stage, however, I think Exileh can just play it safe and look to wait until the sudden death comes through. Then he will only need that single kill to close this out with a win. Again, doesn't feel super reliable. Looks like we are working towards Eclipse on the side of Selfmade. If he manages to get that Omni Vamp, this one is as good as over. The Phage for Exileh, we'll see what he wants to go for here, but I think just not my favorite item personally for this champion, as again, we see the same trading pattern, the leap in, but Selfmade making a bit of a misstep there. Missing that Comet Spear is big, although he will get the follow-up, he will get the Conqueror proc, and so he can still keep Exileh down in this battle. Pantheon, folks. This champion is so ludicrous. It just does so much. It's so strong. And in 1v1, when you don't have, you know, because what would happen here normally is like a jungler would show up after he had burned his cooldowns and instantly kill this guy. But there's no jungler. So he just gets to do what he wants. He just leaps in, he smacks you with the shield, he throws a spear at you, and when you try to shoot him back, he just does the little speary shield thing. Technically called Aegis Assault, but like, what is actually happening there? He's like, a flurry of blows is somehow blocking every one of your bullets mid-air. But now here comes the Pantheon. Oh, Exileh running for the hills. Big shield now come in because that's the finished Eclipse. And I got to be honest, with Eclipse, with that Omni Vamp, with that lethality, the ability to heal up as well as the shield, what Exileh has is just not even remotely close at this stage. And while normally maybe you make an argument at some point he outscales, that point is not now. Aegis Assault coming through, that's going to be the barrier, and easy finish for Selfmade. It felt like it was over after first blood, but he milked it for all it was worth. Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another 1v1 here in the round of 16. Things kicking off between Elwind and Overpow. Reminder, it's going to be first to 2 kills, first tower kill, or in the event of sudden death, which will happen from the 7-minute point onward with the big ring of fire, whoever gets that final kill on sudden death will find the victory. Now we've got triple Rejuve bead plus a double Doran start coming in here for Overpow versus the Bramble Vest, Doran Shield, and refillable coming in for Elwind. A big deal for Tahm Kench here. He just needs to get into melee range. He will do the amount of damage. Also is able to get the follow-up here. Will immediately go for the Devour. Big tanky stats now coming through. This is one very difficult to kill catfish. Elwind will now back away. Important to note that you start at level 3, so a lot of the weakness that would come from Tahm Kench's early levels just does not exist on this map. Of course, the fully empowered Q would have consumed the stack set. That's why we saw the Q, the 2 autos, and eventually the Devour. But you can see Overpow is certainly hurting. Very difficult to get away from TK. Kind of expected, honestly, to see a phase rush coming out from Elwind, really help him stick to his targets. Tahm Kench in this game mode, just a big ball of stats. So anything you can do to stick to your target is very crucial. That said, I really like the Bramble Vest itemization, and it seems like Grasp is doing okay. I think he'll only get a few procs here, but a little bit of extra damage and a little bit extra healing is certainly a big deal. As you can see, Overpow is very much struggling, and while we've seen Barrier, Ignite, we saw, I believe, Flash Snowball earlier from SivHD. I really like the Snowball plus Ignite. It's a lot of additional damage, and Snowball with that low cooldown does make things quite easy. Elwind, though, going to be taking a lot of creeps here. You can see cannons giving over a decent amount of gold, but Overpow on the run, and it just looks like he's going to get walked down here. Gray Health has been activated. Elwind zooming in, and that's going to be first blood. 600 gold for the TK, and it looks like the Tahm Kench Dower technology might just be enough to bring the dub home for Elwind. A long time, honestly, since I've seen either of these players. Elwind, of course, legend of the TCL and the Turkish scene. Overpow, one of the OG Polish players from the Rawcat lineup. Is a man who's been around for a long time. You might remember some of his sick performances back in the day in 2014, or maybe you're a more recent fan of his from the domestic Polish competition. Elwind now level 7 to the level 4 of Overpow, and similar to the trend we've seen today, especially in the game between Selfmade and Exileh, it's looking like we might have a one and done sort of match here. Very difficult to come back from kind of deficit that Overpow finds himself in. Overpow, interestingly, though, has not used that Empowered Recall from his kill. Not sure how long that buff lasts for, but looks like he will just shove in the wave and will now opt to recall Overpow. Hopefully going to cancel this one, but now the Ignite now ticking in, ticking down. Overpow hurting himself just a little bit on the back of that one, and oh boy, just like that. Wasn't even a 1v1. The Catfish just waddled in. Easy, easy pick up there onto Quinn, and that's going to do it. Elwind taking the victory, and Overpow knocked out just like this. That one certainly has to hurt.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another 1v1 here at the All-Stars 2020. My name is Vizicsacsi, and I will be your commentator for today's game. Now, we have quite the bout for you this fine evening, as Mithy and Amazing, former teammates on the fabled Origin squad, will be duking it out here on the Howling Abyss. They have a long pedigree of competition. Amazing, former Copenhagen Wolves, TSM, Origin, even Schalke. He helped them get to a final that one time. Mithy, former Lemon Dogs, very old school name. Some of you may be familiar. Also Origin. Also Fnatic, most recently been a coach. Both very well-known, well-respected pro players. And here they are now, in a Lee-Sin 1v1 duel. A gentleman's game, where they will look each other in the eye. I mean, where they will face off in a 1v1 competition. Both running the same spells, wound choices, item builds. Everything is equal, except for that skill. We see Amazing off to a good health advantage as he finds a favorable trade. Mithy looking to heal some of that damage back up. He does have the push, which means that he will be slightly closer to that level 6. But we shall see. We shall see. He's going to slowly push this wave underneath the tower. Amazing gives him that respect. Health Ray comes through. Amazing looks to top off his HP. Mithy now slowly healing back up to full. He has this minion wave. What will he look to do with it? Nothing for the time being. Absolutely nothing. Of course, he's playing the safe game. He knows that in a battle of wit, he can overcome his former teammate in Maurice. But let's see the evolution that Maurice has made. For those who don't know, Amazing is currently a Grandmaster tier jungle player on the solo queue ladder. And Mithy chose to accept this 1v1 after not really being that active on the solo queue ladder. But we know Mithy, the player that whenever the chips are down, he will step up. Both players have hit level 6. No blood has been drawn yet, but we can see in the eyes of the... We can see that both players are hungry for blood. There are other ways to tell without looking in their eyes. It's totally fine. Let's see now. The wave slowly starting to stack in Amazing's favor. Does have the level 7 advantage. Ooh, thunder rains from the sky. But no further bloodshed shall be spilled. Howling Abyss still kept clean for now, with the white snow almost cleansing of the soul. Looking to top up that health. Amazing, choosing not to follow after landing the Q. Where will they go from here? It seems like the priority is farming. We were expecting more of a duel, you know? Drawing of the swords, pointing of pistols. Oh, the flash comes through from Mithy. Oh, the return flash from Amazing. He's looking to escape from the tower's clutches. But Mithy now has the Q, looking to get the chase down. Amazing very low. Neither have flash. Amazing. Oh, just barely dashing to safety. Excellently played. But good intuition there from Mithy. I like the bravado. Trying to force Amazing underneath the tower. He wasn't expecting it, but the response was good. Using both the snowball, the flash, and the kick, he gets out of harm's way, yet no blood has been spilled. Oh, The follow-up, once again, amazing. He's at death's door. Blood shall finally be spilled. The minions will finish the job. The minions, in theory, will finish the job. Mithy secures himself first blood. Now level 10, but Amazing still has an opportunity to bounce back. Will Mithy choose to recall? No, he shan't. Oh, is he going to choose to die to the tower? Does he not realize that he can simply recall? I don't know if Mithy knows that he can recall. He's going to push the wave underneath the tower. There's the recall going to come through. Let's see what itemization he decides to go for. Oh, he's going to get himself the Gore Drinker. One of the new items that has it moving into the pre-season of 2021. The active. Very potent, very deadly. Very powerful when used against an opponent getting low health. Gives you some good base stats, but we'll see how either side is able to utilize it. Of course, you can see that without the kill, Amazing is a little bit behind, and he's at a big disadvantage now. Oh, Mithy already looking to go in, choosing not to use the active as of yet. Just hit that level 11 mark. This is an uphill battle for Maurice, but now level 10 shall come through. Let's see what he can do off the back of this. The wave still slowly pushing in his favor, but he's being zoned away. He must show respect. His former teammate. Oh, Amazing now goes in, very dangerous. The kick comes through for Mithy. I imagine he wanted to actually kick him closer to his side of the map, but now the chase comes through. Amazing still has the kick, will kick him away, create some distance between himself and Mithy. You can see the damage coming through. The active has been used. The Q lands, and Amazing will find himself dead. Beautiful stuff from Mithy. He finishes things off with a couple of push-offs, and we're going to finish things up with this cast. Thank you very much for watching. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another All-Stars 2021 versus 1. I will be your commentator for this game, and my name is Various. Now we've got a special 1v1 on the Rift today, as we've got Vizicsacsi versus Hylissang. Former friends, now turned bitter enemies. They were a part of the glorious and much loved Unicorns of Love team. A team that was built on the foundation of love and friendship, overcoming hardships through sheer will. But then they were defeated by TSM as Rift rivals, and it all fell apart, and they've never been friends since. Of course, that might be a bit of a deviation from the truth, but what you don't know doesn't hurt you. So we've got a Shen versus a Cho'Gath. Some may say that this is quite the matchup, because Vizicsacsi was actually quite known for his Cho back in the day. Hylissang, still a prominent support player, for Fnatic, has brought out the Shen on many occasions. But as you can see, Shen is getting the better of Vizicsacsi in this 1 versus 1. The irony of it is the support player is playing a top lane champion better than a former top laner. Hylissang still has both of his summoner spells, and he's also not hindered by the ability that is mana. A shackle that reins in many mana users, one that does not apply to the ninja that is Shen. He instead relies on energy, like most normal human beings do. And if he has a quick protein bar, I'm sure that he can just stock up that energy, no problem. He will take a tower shot, bit of a blunder there, bit of a blunder, but he is also 2 levels ahead. Misses the taunt, will get a bit of a heal up. Oh, but Vizicsacsi now feeling on the offensive, will use the ignite. The barrier still up though for Hylissang, and the health bars will not shift that much, but Vizicsacsi is going to keep healing up, you see. He has that passive, going to replenish a lot of health. The taunt once again coming through from Hylissang, looking to get a little bit of extra damage down. Good trade from the support player. Grass procs coming through, getting a bit of health back. Oh, but a nice sidestep from Hylissang. Oh, that's a big chunk of damage there. Hylissang is going to force to play defensively, but this is Hylissang we're talking about. Look at his face right now. A smirk. Confidence reigns on this young man's face. He's not afraid. You gotta remember that Vizicsacsi's retired now. What has he got to be afraid of? Well, I'll tell you. Level 6. Here it is for Vizicsacsi. He's going in. He lands the silence. He gets the consume down. Oh, but the taunt is going to come through on the tower hit. Hylissang! You sneaky devil, you. Look at that play. Well, 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 you caught us all by surprise with that one. I thought you were dead. I thought that that was it. Your life was over. But no. Very clever, very cheeky. Very impressive, that's for sure. Hylissang, 1-0 up on the board, looking to secure another kill. Now, Vizicsacsi will go back, grab himself the Barmy Cinder. Will be a valuable item, that's for sure, but Hylissang still hasn't reset yet. He's going to look to go back to base. Let's see if he gets one of the new items from the pre-season. The knock-up going to miss. What's he going to buy? What will the item be? Barmy Cinder? What else are we going to get? Come on, Hylissang. Oh, he's going to get the Aegis of the Legion. Bit of a new icon for those who haven't played in a while. But this is going to build into the Sunfire Aegis, I think is the name. Sorry, still a lot of new items, still learning all the names. But it's basically Aegis combined with Sunfire Cape to make Super Sunfire is the easiest way. Gives magic resist now, didn't used to. Also sets things on fire, and if you stand in the fire for too long, does a lot of damage. In any case, hasn't completed the mythic item just yet. Gonna push in the wave. 3-level advantage for Hylissang. Doesn't have the barrier. Very small window the Vizicsacsi could look to take advantage of. See damage gonna come through. Vizicsacsi, I do believe he is maxing the E, yes. I'll explain where some of the chunk damage was coming from. Bit of a more sustained DPS, but it can be blocked, of course, by the Twilight Shroud of Hylissang. Oh, that's a lot of tower shots that you took, Hylissang. He's feeling very confident. Just going to walk away from that one, though. He's just not afraid, you know. Oh, Chachi. Gonna look for a bit of a reset here. Not going to get that heal off. Of course, remember, Chachi down a kill right now. At a certain time period, the gates of hell shall open. And these two will be forced to resolve their matters. Face to face. Blood for blood, as the old saying goes. So my mom always used to say, you know, if you can't solve it amicably, blood for blood, you know? Very common in Wales, very common. Anyway, Taunt's gonna land. Good damage coming out from Hylissang once again. Level 10 now. Hylissang getting very... No, Vizicsacsi getting very... Gets ignited, but the barrier gonna mitigate a lot of that burst. He's gonna be forced to reset. Hylissang just in complete control and domination of the lane. He is down in CS, but he doesn't care. He knows what he's playing for. And it's to assert dominance. It is to make sure that everyone knows who the captain of this ship is. I'll tell you now, it's not Chachi. He is not steering this ship at all. There is a tidal wave coming right at him, and Hylissang is riding that on a surfboard. He's going to take the first tower plate, more gold into his back pocket. Another tower plate. That's basically a kill that he just grabbed. He's now 2 kills up without actually being 2 kills up. Is he going to reset? Are we going to see the mythic item being completed? Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Oh, there it is. The Sunfire Aegis. I was right. See, guys? You doubted me for nothing. Powerful, potent item. Whew. The little number you see there tells you how much damage the Sunfire does, each of the ticks. You see? And the longer you're in combat, the more ticks you can build up. And of course, as you level up too, your base level will go up more as well. But it's a lot of damage. Oh, the Sunfire Aegis actually coming through for Chachi. Didn't notice that one. He's now just got it. Also got another new item here, the Half-Bound Axe. Basically, it's Phage. But it doesn't matter now. The gates of hell have opened. The dramatic music has started. Former friends now forced to fight each other on the Howling Abyss. It's only a matter of time before blood must be shed. 1 kill to rule them all. Vizicsacsi, he's played for the late game. He needs to get that level 11 to get 2 points in his ultimate. Then he stands a chance. Here we are. The music gets more dramatic. You can feel they don't want to fight, but they must. It's like 2 brothers looking into each other's eyes. They can see themselves in one another. Former teammates, they've gone through hell and back, but now time is running out. The battle must go on. Level 12, the knockup comes through. Vizicsacsi, he's got nowhere to go. The flame walls are closing in upon him, but he currently has the health advantage. Still level 11 has not come through. Here comes the shielding, here comes the ignite. Hylissang, what are you going to do? You're going to kill your brother just like that. Oh, he's forced against the wall, he gets to consume. It's not going to be enough. And Hylissang will claim himself the kill. Look at the smiles on his faces as he takes his brother down. Beautiful game. Congratulations to Hylissang. He will move on. Vizicsacsi knocked out. GG, well played.
Welcome, everyone, to yet another ASE 1v1 on the ARAM map. Going toe-to-toe today is none other than Hans Sama. Notorious, incredible marksman, notorious weeb, and probably one of my all-time favorite French players. On the opposite side, we have possibly the greatest German streamer of all time, and certainly the most popular German League of Legends streamer, aka Noway, aka the German Sniper. And Noway is going to find himself in a little bit of trouble here because Hans Sama is not messing around. But as expected, Noway yet to miss a skill shot, and his whipping him like nobody's business. Look at this. He is absolutely unrelenting. He's going to hit him with the spazzy oh darn, and he's going to make it look good. Hans Sama leaping in and out of the bush as much as humanly possible, as you do in a Rengar 1v1. It really makes it look like you've got sick mechanics anytime you pull it out, but now Hans Sama's been ignited. Noway as well. They're both ticking, they're both burning, but yet another skill shot hits. Whips him with his tentacle arms. I guess they're chain arms on this skin. And Pretty Kitty Rengar may have found himself in a bit of trouble pretty soon. Although looking more likely that it's Noway, who is burning through all of his mana just to exist. The sidestep, the barrier, the first blood. My god, this man's not even a professional player in the LEC, and he's taking names left and right. But really, what can you do against the chain hands? They just seem so imbalanced. Of course, in this game mode, it is first 2 kills. You will have a little bit of time to work out what you want to do here, as both players will recall. You get an empowered recall after you kill your opponent, so that's why Noway, of course, had the reduced time there. Immediate pickup on the Seeker's Arm Guard, as you may have heard when it was initially released, can give you a ton of armor, but you do have to kill a lot of creeps to stack it up immediately upon purchase. Not as cost-effective as it might appear. Oftentimes people forget that. But Hans Sama remains diligent, remains focused. Noway will not connect there on some of the skill shots. Really trying to find the triple procs here, but of course does have very superior wave clear. Only double Dorans though for the extra mana regen. No Lost Chapter. Staying more focused on the 1v1 rather than the game of PvE that is minion pushing. You can see Noway stepping forward. They're trying to zone Hans Sama away from the bush, knowing that's how he stays in control. And honestly, in picks and bans, I saw that kitty and I thought for sure Noway was dead. He would not be able to handle it. The German Sniper in melee range, that's not what he wants. But it looks more like Noway. Absolutely in control. The young Noway making it work here. Keeping Hans Sama pushed back, keeping Hans Sama far away as humanly possible, and just gonna ult him for a little extra damage. His math's a little off on that one. Let's see if his trigonometry is any better here. Where's that next Q gonna go? Holding on to it. Just wants the tower plate instead. And looks like did not path appropriately to land that one. Hans Sama now playing incredibly cautiously, but he's got him on the ropes. Hans Sama healing up as much as possible, but ooh, 2.5 Omnivant plus whatever he's got in runes, not looking like nearly enough to make this one work out in the end. Noway staying focused. His goal is to clear the wave. His goal is to push the tower. His goal is to get a free back, as he is burning through mana quite quickly. Of course, we'll get a lot back here on the back of this health pack, but we'll have to continue. Hans Sama fully stacked Ferocity, has to debate, does he use it for wave clear, just to get that Q up, take down those minions that much faster. But for now, it looks like Hans Sama doesn't really get to play League of Legends. Which, when you look at the matchup, technically it is a cat in pajamas versus a giant fiery eyeball that shoots lasers. So, you know, kind of adds up, I think, if we had to put it into, like, I don't know, the League of Legends cinematic universe. That said, doesn't look like a lot of fun for Hans Sama. No way. Let's cut the tape on that one, folks. Missing the standstill target. Well, Hans Sama's back. He's got a Hex Drinker now. Maybe that'll make things work out a little bit more in his favor. But the Lost Chapter there for Noway. He can just infinitely wave clear. Important to note, though, again, 100 minions, not a win condition. So cowards not going to do as well in this game mode as they might have done in years past. And of course, when the big fiery circle comes in, the brushes will still be in play. So Hans Sama can do a little bit of dancing. Can get his footwork together. But Noway pushing back in. We're going to have to see how much chip damage he can get. Hansama taking just immediately a lot of poke, though. The blasting wand as well is really insult to injury. Now, despite no lootings coming through from Noway, Hansama has to be careful stepping forward here. Sustained damage going to be very much in his favor, but the knockback there is massive. 3 stacks of ferocity is brutal. Bye-bye, Hansama ticking, but no. Still just barely alive. Noway, whether intentionally or not, though, also picks up the health relic on the back of that one. Perfectly timed. And it looks like Hansama is going to recall here. Now, again, tower is the way that Noway has to end the game. Tower or kill Hansama. So if Hansama just leaves, he has a decent amount of time to back off, to get a few more items under his belt. In this case, boots and an additional longsword. But Noway blocking the wave just to make sure that he gets as much damage down onto this tower as possible. And, you know, you love to see it. Just like Noway loves Flammkuchen. Why do I know that? Because I asked FLICKR for fun facts, and that's what he told me. Noway loves Flammkuchen, folks. You want to feel a little closer to him? You could eat some Flammkuchen, too. Hansama, on the other hand, one thing I know for sure, doesn't love tentacle monsters. I know, crazy. Certainly not enjoying this experience so far. It's a 2-level difference. This might be the first PvE victory. My God, no way. The format has been changed so that you cannot scum your opponents out, and he still does it. He just pushes. He plays PvE. This man is a WoW grinder. He is going on raids, and Hansama, ooh, not even mythic difficulty. Not even heroic. This is some LFR performance coming in from Hansama. Noway will take the victory.